Start here. Announcements. Time to ping a fuck ton of people.
Hell yeah. Come watch.
Pussy's on my pavement.
Yes. Oh no.
Give drop please.
I need a little bit of
A
excess here.
If I did drugs, I wouldn't do them anymore. Oh, we are live. Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is Nolan Miller. Ow! 365.
That's for free too.
Damn, he
Everyone
fine.
Come join. We are back, baby.
Spit in my mouth.
Hashtag spit in my mouth. That's disgusting, dude.
That
If
is,
everyone ever
Yeah.
spit in my mouth, I would just, I don't know what I'd do, man. I'd do something. But
At least ask for consent first before you spit in someone's mouth.
But if you did get spit in the mouth, do you reciprocate spitting in someone's
oh,
mouth?
it's just gross
I-
thinking
that-
about
yeah,
it.
I know.
But
right?
is it any difference than like?
See, if someone spits on me, I'm gonna spit them back. So if they spit in my mouth somehow, I'm gonna try to spit their spit back in their mouth. You know, give them a little backwash, just like.
Dude, if I'm gonna spit in your mouth, you're gonna spit in my mouth.
You wanna do it on the pod?
That's gross.
I'm good. I'm good.
Please no.
People can watch this later.
Well,
Oh my
howdy
god.
everyone. This is the Quarter Life Crisis podcast. I'm Mitch,
I'm Nolan.
I'm Chris. I'm dying over here.
and we're actually back after.
A hiatus.
Hiatus. Welcome to the new year.
Dude, you got a little something. You got like a little. Oh.
Yeah, you got a little something up here going on.
You just got like a whole ass thing going on. Can you just quit it, dude? You know, like how you
Jesus, this
have
is-
this thing
This
going
is
on.
audio
Just
form,
don't.
and I'm just slapping myself in the
Nope.
face if you can't. You hear that smack?
Okay,
I'll join
Oh.
you.
Oh, boys, that was actually really synchronized.
that was pretty good.
Yeah, I like that.
Line and Kugel, thank you for the sponsorships
Yeah,
and the
thank
views.
you.
We
Yeah,
appreciate
thank
it
you.
a lot. Snowdrift Vanilla Porter.
Ooh.
There's also a Breckenridge Vanilla Porter, but I can't remember who makes it.
Oh wow, yeah.
I'm assuming somebody out in Colorado.
Oh yeah, definitely better than the Bush. I almost got. Yeah.
It's like a sweeter Guinness.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd say that's a fucking. It's like a vanilla porter, but it's not like just a normal vanilla porter. It's like
Robust. Almost like it's been brewed with real
Like-
vanilla.
and like it's got like a
it say?
sour
It's unreal vanilla.
like it's got like like a weird different taste, like not like a sandrift or like a there's like some snow or something in it. I think like a snowdrift vanilla porter, dude.
Shut the
Yeah,
fuck up.
I'll leave. I'm sorry, guys. Have a good
Wow.
night.
Yeah. Ooh.
And
welcome.
Yeah,
to
welcome
our
to the
internet-
new year,
internet
bro.
show.
Yeah,
You got COVID?
2021. Holy shit.
Yeah, dude, holy fuck.
We've been doing this since 2018, I think 20. I can't remember.
2017.
2017, that's when you asked me, or I volunteered
I'll
to
find
make that
out, bro.
logo for you guys.
2017 was it? No way. No,
Back
it was
when it was-
2018. 2018.
2018.
It
No,
was.
because we were in the wine and spirits class.
Yeah, but that was my final 27. Oh, fuck! It was
was 20.
27. Holy
Oh,
shit!
whoa.
What in the hell?
Time
Let me.
flies. Time
Time
flies, man.
dude.
You get older.
I just love time flies, dude.
How many times is that going to come up on the pod?
Does
Too
time
often.
does time flies still make music?
That's a great question. I
That
have
is-
no
that's-
clue.
February
guess.
17th, 2018 was our first one.
Oh, yeah, no, that's right. That was
So,
that spring semester
almost,
when we
yep.
were in wine and spirits, not the
Almost.
fall semester.
It was almost. We almost hit the 2017 mark. Damn, this is year number 3, kinda.
Yeah, kind of.
In a month, it'll be year number 3. Wow, holy shit, holy shit.
Wow.
2021, bro. We have a president that's not gonna tweet out
Down to
stupid ass shit
every
every day,
hour,
dude.
yeah.
It's gonna every
4
yeah
o'clock
every
in the
hour,
morning.
every
Well, yeah,
fucking
because
5
he
minutes.
actually-
But
He doesn't have control of his own Twitter page.
yeah,
Would be
what
my
do you
assumption.
what do you guys do? Well,
He's
Oh,
not. He,
oh.
he has. There's a group of people that run. His
oh
Twitter
yeah,
page,
yeah,
100%.
But
Yeah.
Donnie, good old Donnie, I think
That's
he-
him,
I
baby.
think his ass was
oh
always.
yeah, no, he was. That was him.
Yeah.
Which I
You
I don't
respect- you
respect. I
respect
don't
the man?
respect, but I respect the like social media shit. Because I don't know about your guys' parents, but like my parents suck at social media. Like my mom and
He knew
dad are
what the
pretty
fuck
good
he
at
was doing.
Facebook, but that's what I'm saying. Like he was
Yeah.
able to maneuver throughout and hate everybody along the way, dude.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah. Goodbye 45.
Huh?
Goodbye 45. I mean, it's just another president.
I'm more worried about my local government than whatever the fuck the feds are trying to do. Well,
Fuck the feds, bro.
Yeah.
Fuck the feds, bro.
well, I don't know if you guys have seen in these people will never be satisfied. In Portland, the DNC office was getting ransacked more or
Huh.
less. It was today or yesterday.
No,
Yeah, Antifa was like just fucking destroying the place.
that's crazy. That's crazy, bro.
That's life, I guess. I don't know, man.
Well, all these.
Anarchy.
Yeah, man. There's been a lot of shit that's been happening, bro. We had the Capitol riots. We got
That shit was wild.
that
Wow,
shit
man.
was
5
fucking
people dead.
way wild. Is that how many that ended up?
I'm
dead?
pretty sure.
Okay,
yeah.
so then my other question was, it wasn't at the White. Was it at the White House in the Capitol,
It
or
was
was
just
it
at the
just
Capitol.
At the Capitol.
They
Oh.
wouldn't try the White House. They'd probably
No.
sniped right away.
Yeah.
I mean, how are you not sniped right away? I mean, how
the
like
Capitol?
It's public property. You can literally walk into it when it isn't
unless
like
you're, you know,
if you come in as a mob.
Black
yeah,
Lives
but-
Matters and riot, but
yeah,
or
or if you're
protesters, or but it's fine.
Mhm.
Um,
I don't know. How do you guys feel about the situation? I wanna hear your guys'
about
say
what situation?
the Capitol storm.
riot. I think it's just fucking. I don't know. Like, yes, you can be mad at your government, but don't like believe in all these random ass. Like, I think that there's a certain group of people, QAnon, they got too much
Oh,
into their
fucking Q.
conspiracy, thinking that Democrats are.
Q is a
Pedophile.
fucking honeypot, if you ask me.
Yeah, too sweet or
No, as in like it's just a whole bunch of bullshit.
yeah,
Too sweet.
Too sweet. It's too sweet. But yeah, I don't know. So I feel like it went too far, and you can be mad at your government, but I personally believe you shouldn't be violent in that way. Because seriously, if you think about it, the way you control our government is stop fucking paying your taxes or stop giving them money. So if people stop paying their student debts or whatever the fuck, just one day, everybody together
Stop
shut down the
funding
system.
it, yeah?
Or like if everyone went on strike, like in India, like I think it was 300 million farmers went on strike.
Holy shit.
Yeah, so that's the whole population of America. So let's just go on strike if you
Holy
want to
shit.
uprise, but we can't get together.
But yeah, I mean that's fair.
So I
That's fair.
just think it was fucking crazy, man, and so hypocritical of Blue Lives Matter. Yet they're yelling at cops, saying they're tyrants, and then beating a cop with a think of Blue Lives Matter flag
No,
and
so the
fire
fu-
extinguisher.
The one cop that died of causes not related to events that happened at the Capitol.
Didn't one commit
There was
suicide?
No, I don't. No, so
What
the suit.
fuck?
No, okay, and I'll get into this later. But the dude who committed Nolan, I'll talk about that in a second. Nolan, I want to hear your
Yeah, let's
because I was keeping up with the situation. It was fucking wild, dude.
I think it's. So I don't know like where Donald Trump exactly ties into it because they said that he incited this and like was
He had a
having
rally
it and all. Okay, it was just a
before.
rally. Okay,
Yeah.
whatever. But the fact that like you can just waltz into that they were just. I think there's a huge double standard because they were showing like I saw a bunch of pictures from Black Lives Matters protests earlier in the year. Compared to this, where they had literally
Numbers.
rows on rows of National Guard at the state capitol,
Mhm.
and then these people were just able to walk in and do whatever the hell they want, and to like try to like. I mean, I don't agree with it. I don't agree with it at the end of the day. I don't think there's anything that I'm that passionate for that I would ever like. I'm obviously not an extremist. I went to Black Lives Matters protests in Des Moines one time, and that was cool. That was a good experience to have, and I think I talked about that on here. But like, just get over it. I didn't agree with it. I think that these people should not have done it, and that that it was really no point. Just like
Mhm.
the presidency was over. He lost. Whatever way you feel about it, it's a done deal. Biden's president. Just
Move on.
peacefully move on. We've been doing it for fucking years and years and years. You have to deal with it for 4 years. Biden already said that he's not going to rerun for president, so then vote him the fuck out. You don't want a Democrat in, vote him the fuck out. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'll start off with this. Good. I'm glad it happened. I wish BLM would have done this. I wish Antifa would have done this. Politicians are public servants. They are meant to serve the public. If they are not scared of the people they are serving, they are going to become tyrants. Chris, you mentioned something earlier. 20, 30 years ago, I would have agreed with you. Yes, there probably would have been something better to do. We are at the point now that I saw a great picture. It was some politicians that were like ducking and hiding behind some like walls and everything. And there's a caption over it that said, "These are the people that send your sons off to die in foreign wars." I don't for a second feel sorry for any of these people. They don't know the lives that we lead. They don't give a shit about us. And this is what I've been telling people for ages. I would have had no issue if any other extremist group would have done this. I think it's really, the only hypocritical thing of it is a lot of the Trump people that fly the Blue Lives Matter flags right next to their "Don't Tread on Me." I'm like, who the fuck do you think are going to come take your guns when that time comes around?
Yeah, no.
I think a lot of people are, the police state is something that upholds and, unjust laws. And I hate to keep on reminding people about this. Look at how our country was founded. Literally the same exact thing. We came here to start a new life. The original settlers, right? They did not want to live under British rule anymore. And it wasn't something where overnight they're like, "Oh, we're sick of your stuff," and war broke out. Oh, well, we think your taxes are unjust, so they quit paying them. Then they started rebelling.
Tea Party.
And I don't know if you guys know this, it was only like, was it like 3 to 5% or like 10% of the population actually were involved with, the revolution and all of that. A lot of people were actually in favor of the British government at the time. But obviously history doesn't teach that, because over time they realized these people are tyrants. So they started killing them. I'm not in any way, shape, or form saying you should kill politicians. Read my lips. I am Mitchell Clifford Garrett. I'm not saying that you should kill politicians. However, I'm not going to lose sleep at night if some of them end up in obituaries. And again, I'm a bit on the extreme side when it comes to this. However, my biggest issue I had with a lot of the BLM and Antifa protests that turned into riots, it was the anger was misguided. Destroying your town, your city, and your local businesses do not get the point across. However, destroying police precincts, capitals, and where politicians work and live is a completely different situation.
Okay.
These are the people who make the rules, but they don't have to live by them. And people are sick and tired of it. And I've been telling people this for the longest time. We have been divided and conquered for quite some time.
Yeah.
All of these activist groups, BLM, Antifa, whatever, MAGA, if you want to call it that. I don't know what to call that group of people because it falls under so many different ones.
Sure.
But they've all been fighting the same enemy, just under different causes.
The rich.
The politicians, the elites, the people who rule over you is not a thing of, sex or class or sex or gender or race or anything like that. It is class. It is 100% class warfare.
Okay.
And I try tell, and like I said, I would have had, if BLM would have marched to the Capitol and marched in there and said, "No, we don't like what's going on," exactly what these people did, I would have had no fucking problem with it. Because guess what? That is getting shit done. Destroying your local mom and pop business because either A, free shit, or B, fuck the man, does not get your point across, and it makes enemies along the way. And I think, there's a huge, the big issue with this is the reason that there's tons of videos showing him just kind of being let in, and I'm like, I'm also on the skeptical side. The tinfoil hat in me also wants to think that there may have been agitators at this event.
Oh, bro, it's
and
bigger.
and there was it was meant to paint a group of people in a very, very bad light.
So yeah, I think
Thoughtful
I think there's always things behind the scenes, and
Yeah.
I've heard like of rumors that like some of these people that were at the Capitol, like the dude with the horns and all this shit, like
Yeah, he had a
were
professional
at-
photographer
that-
following him around.
but that's
He
what
was an
but
actor.
they have been seen, like some of these people have been seen in Denver, in Portland, and like they're like professional fucking protesters that
Yeah.
just do it and do it and do it,
yeah.
supposedly.
Supposedly.
But
Yeah,
that's
there's
you
all
know.
behind the scenes. But the suicide, this is funny. So,
Suicide's not funny.
well, the situation, because guess what? It more likely was not a suicide. There was things stolen from the Capitol at this point. We all know this, right?
Yes.
One of those items was Nancy Pelosi's laptop.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know her laptop.
Yes, her laptop was stolen. And because they were rushed out of there at such a fast rate, things were not locked. This laptop was stolen. Within a week of that, the person who had stolen Nancy Pelosi's laptop, I don't know if the man turned it in or something like that, died. Committed suicide by a rifle wound to the chest. He took an SKS, which, for those of you that don't know, an SKS is a Russian rifle, kind of akin to the AK-47. I'm using that very lightly.
Loosely.
It's a semi-auto rifle. They're fucking. It's like a full-on rifle. So you mean to tell me that this man decided after he stole Nancy Pelosi's laptop, I'm gonna end it all. Takes an SKS, holds it like this to the chest.
Assisted suicide.
Yeah, there is it's one of those things that were kind of like.
See, but I heard it was like a female who stole it and tried to sell it.
There was a female that did die at the.
Hey,
That's not the same
bro.
one.
No.
What's up, the bacon crafted curtain, bro?
This is AO. But anyways, I know there was a female. I watched her like try to storm into like where the
Ashley
legislators
Babbitt.
were,
Ashley Babbitt.
Oh
was-
yeah, yeah,
throat.
yeah, yeah, I saw
And
that,
she
yeah.
took a 9mm bullet to the face or
Yeah.
the neck.
his
Yeah.
neck, yeah.
Yeah, I saw that video.
And
That
then-
was
yeah.
on Twitter.
And
it showed her like on the ground, like,
Yeah,
bleeding
dying,
out, and
yeah.
I was like, shit.
yeah. And again, it's one of those things that, as dark as it is, someone's like, white privilege is having live ammo used on you in these kind of situations instead of rubber bullets or sandbags or tear gas.
I don't entirely get it, but
Oh, so Black Lives Matter.
Because
got
most
rubber
BLM,
bullets.
they're not
yeah,
getting live
sandbags.
ammo. They're getting rubber bullets
Yeah,
and
yeah,
sandbags. Oh, well, you're white, so you
So,
get
yeah.
live ammo.
Oh,
like
okay,
like
okay,
an
yeah.
actual hollow point.
Yeah.
Oh man, and then a woman got trampled
Yeah.
holding a.
Which
"Don't
that
tread
doesn't
on
surprise
me."
me. And I saw that one video. I've seen like a couple video that people were like climbing up and got to the very
Yeah.
tippy top and then
Dude,
Fell.
yeah, I was
That
watching
shit
this
was
shit.
wild.
I've just gotten to the point where I don't trust any politician. I don't trust any elite. I don't trust any of them. I have more passion for my American citizen, my brother, my sister. I share way more in common with them, even if we have completely different political beliefs than I do with the ruling class.
Yeah.
And that's why when I saw this shit happening, I'm like, good. I hope BLM shows up and tags along. I hope everyone else does.
Okay.
Yeah, see,
This needs
I
to be
like
a
that-
free.
I like that,
That's
then.
how I
I
am
like
because
that.
this is not a partisan issue, and I absolutely love. I can fucking guarantee you, if this would have been showing up in gated politicians' neighborhoods and on the Capitol with BLM or Antifa, it would have been shut down immediately. You would have not gotten media parades and oh my God, we're supporting them. Why would of course they supported them. It wasn't fucking happening in their neighborhoods. It wasn't happening around them. They were fighting the cause. And there's been tons of tweets where once it showed up in their neighborhood, whoa, we're on your side.
The one thing that I've been surprised about, and because I've seen like on like KCCI and stuff that people in Iowa have like been
Into the Capitol.
the amount of people that because after all the Black Lives Matters protests and riot whatever, Trump signed the executive order that was like minimum 10 years federal prison for what I don't know what the exact terms were, but pretty much if you were rioting at federal lands that you can get arrested minimum.
Yeah.
All of those, like a fuck ton of people from those riots have been getting arrested and being charged and shit, and that's good to see. I think that they're holding it up. I don't know.
Yeah. See.
Yeah,
what-
I see. But that's also, I didn't know that Nancy Pelosi's laptop got stolen.
yeah.
And because the amount of information on any of their laptops is probably disgusting because there's obviously a shit ton of
dirty fucking shit
Yeah.
that happens every single second in the government
Oh.
that it wouldn't. Oh, you didn't know
Like
that?
national security.
Yeah, bro.
Oh, that is
Like-
dirty stuff.
Yeah, you know, national security and all that. You know, it's like the public eye probably shouldn't.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
mean, don't do dirty shit in the fucking government.
Yeah,
but
And if you do dirty shit, you pay the price for it, and that's what I mean. People have been able to do these things and get away with it, and they haven't had to pay the price. And may I remind you again, I'm not advocating for this. However, politicians used to fucking hang for treason and things of the sort. And if you get caught doing it, oh well, you're on this side, so we're gonna excuse it. No, and that's why I try telling people. They're all in cahoots together. This is not Democrat versus Republican. That's the biggest fucking farce I have ever seen. That's why I never, ever, ever, since I was like in fucking high school, I've never considered myself a fucking Republican, even though I have very conservative or far right values. No, hell no, because
I vote.
yeah,
I vote.
Yeah. See,
Like I'm not just gonna click. I'll vote for who I want to vote for. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So like you have to unite. Like seriously, it is the rich versus the poor, and we have to have the right motives to overthrow the government. Or like, sorry, I'm not actually saying to, but you know, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But like, to actually
In my
have.
we're not advocating for overthrowing the government. However, if it does happen, we weren't
weren't-
at
yeah.
cause. It
But-
was not us.
Yeah, basically, we gotta have the right motives, which is like stop fucking making our lives miserable when we live in a post-scarcity world where seriously everyone can survive.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, like
have to
I'm
take
tired
that.
of.
Nolan's gonna dip out quick.
All
He's
right, real quick.
the work calls. Whoa,
Oh shit! Oh shit! Are you good? But yeah, so let's band together. Let's stop trying to throw each other.
Yeah, and that's what I've definitely moved past that. That's my biggest thing is I think identity politics and that kind of stuff is probably the worst thing to happen to our population because it divides us. And I love someone has pointed this out. And looking at this was looking at this was fucking crazy. Do you remember Occupy Wall Street?
Yes,
Okay.
a little bit. We
So-
were like in 8th grade.
No, that was like when we were like in seniors in high school.
Yep.
Basically, it was the aftermath of the recession, and a lot of these companies got bailouts while the American citizens suffered, and
Yep.
they're like, what the fuck? How come we were left out to dry, but all these corporations that should have faltered, you know, what's going on here? Why are we at fault for this?
Yeah.
And if you go and look, and this is only from the New York Times, but it's a good litmus test. You look at this, and I shit you not, there's a graph. I'll have to find it and send it to you guys. It's basically like New York Times headlines of all time, and it talks about still no invite for me. Evan Thomas, we will have you on the
Yes,
show
we
very
will.
soon. We're getting the shit back up and rolling. Not next week. We have a big special for you guys
Yes.
next week, but
Maybe the week after that, or
yeah,
so. We'll have
soon.
to schedule it.
Soon. It will be soon.
It will.
I promise you. But you watch the headlines, and it was like immediately after that whole Occupy Wall Street happened, where you look at it, and I think that was the last time American citizens put aside their differences and said, we were fucked over, and the government is to blame for this. And all of a sudden, after that, you know, critical race theory started getting pushed, and New York Times headlines of including racism, homophobia, and something else, it skyrocketed. It launched up. It was like right at the brink of Occupy Wall Street. So there's this huge there's this huge idea that it was done to get the heat off of the companies, the corporations. And this is why I absolutely hate when people are like, well, they changed their icon to a rainbow flag. I'm like, they don't give a fuck about you.
They don't fucking care.
It's literally optics. They want your money. They're a
Yep.
corporation. They don't give a shit about you as a person.
Yeah.
They don't care about any of this. They want your money, and they want to stay afloat. And it's either going to be a cutthroat competition to who can be the most woke, or defending yourself against the onslaught of people who say, oh, well, you didn't post something for, you know, Black History Month, so you're obviously racist, you know, as a company. It's you are completely missing the point in the sense of, as citizens, we need to look out for each other, and the government, again, they are literally public servants. They are servants to the public. Their job is to make sure our lives are better. And if they are not making it better, we need to either vote them out, we need to be involved, we need to get involved in the politics to make sure it doesn't happen. And if they make it in such a way that we can't get involved, which is and that's why I say we're at the point we cannot get involved. The average citizen cannot run for president. Can hardly run for even like a state senator or like the best you can get as a small town local government position. And at that point, it's more or less a pissing contest of people. Politics have been fucked for quite some time, and
especially in America.
Yes,
especially in America.
And the biggest issue is, and this is why I'm telling people, we have kind of surpassed the point of vote them out, because we have seen, and I've been talking to people about this, and they say, "Oh, well, fraud has been going on in multiple elections." And that doesn't fucking worry you?
Yeah.
Like, this is not a thing of just this election. This has been going on for years. And if the thought of, oh, well, my guy won, so fraud doesn't really matter, what the fuck?
Yeah. Like, if you want the people to decide stuff, like, I believe people over profit. If it benefits people, fuck trying to make money off of it.
Yeah.
That's why there's so many inside trading with some of these politicians. So that's why you vote them out or take another route. I don't know.
Yeah, and we've reached a point where you can't really vote these people out. They will find a way to legitimize their win.
Yeah, so they'll rig it. Like, so example, see what they did to Bernie in the primaries. So actually here in Iowa caucus, they had that shadow app.
Yeah.
So that fucked our caucus. So no one fucking knew who did it. And apparently Pete Buttigieg and the Clintons had something to do with it. I don't know. Look it up.
And this is what I mean. And Bernie has probably been the best, and I don't agree with a lot of Bernie standpoints, but he's been probably one of the best Democratic candidates that hasn't been some milquetoast fucking I'm a Democrat in a fucking long time.
We gotta go back to the normal, man.
He's literally registered as an independent running on the Democratic platform, and I can almost guarantee you, if he would have ran on the Republican primary, again, there was this whole chance of him losing to Donald Trump, but I think he would have had a much better chance on the Republican ticket than he would have the fucking Democratic.
Interesting.
Because it was rigged from the start.
Yep, it was. So
now the whole spaceman meme where it's like it's all Ohio. It always has been.
Yeah.
It's rigged from the start. Always has been.
So yeah, that's what's just so fucked. Like, they have so much power that they're gonna use it, and so it's. Yeah, we're kind of like, we have our hands tied here, so we have to unite as, like, the people.
Exactly.
Working people, not, like, stop this fucking bullshit with, like, oh, I'm better than you because I make this much money. It's like, no.
Yeah.
We're all human beings. We all die. Like,
yeah.
let's have a good life.
The biggest thing is, again, there is... People are different. There's no getting around that, and I want people to embrace their differences and have their own communities to, no matter what that is, to say like, yeah, this is a group I belong to. People need that sense of belonging. They need to be able to have those groups, whatever that may be, whether it's tied to race or gender or whatever identity. They need to. Nolan's about to whip out the work laptop here and do some work quick.
Oh wow! Behind the scenes.
They need to have this outlet for their personal group, but they need to realize that even though they're in these different groups, they have way more in common than the people who rule over them.
Exactly, and so all they're gonna do is try to divide us.
Exactly, and that's what they've been doing.
Yeah, and so like we need to come together, people. Stop pity
to go back to the chats real quick. We need to get our boy back on.
Yeah,
Yes,
Evan
we are.
Thomas needs to come back on. He
Yes.
will. And when we were talking to him, he will be back
We'll have
on.
to do something special.
You
when
will
he's
be back on. We just have been struggling to be consistent again, so we just need to get our
Hey,
shit
we're
It's
back
always
together.
this time of the year.
It is the beginning of the year. Stuff starts picking up. Yeah. Like
Yeah.
the end of the last year and COVID. But I mean,
Mhm.
We'll get you back
fucking
on,
yeah.
baby girl.
Yeah.
Don't worry about that.
yeah.
But
So yeah, we got to work together, people. We got to quit fighting each other because we all have so much in common. Like we're all struggling. We're all getting fucked in the ass from the government right now.
and this is why I say there's other methods to doing this. Don't pay your taxes. Don't listen to and don't follow unjust laws.
Yeah.
You know, and this is why and this is the biggest thing that I have the biggest what the fuck ever.
Don't
moment.
pay your taxes. Don't pay your child care. Don't pay your student loan debt.
Don't pay your student
Don't
loan
pay-
debt.
and,
Fuck
like,
it.
You know,
Fuck yeah.
the
That's
biggest
what I-
thing
that's
is
what I got-
interest rates. Fuck the banks, dude.
fuck
fuck
yeah,
your
yeah,
interest
yeah,
rates.
yeah.
Fuck that, dude.
Because that's what I got in. That's what I was telling you guys off air. I got in a Facebook argument today about student loan forgiveness and all this shit, and people just assume that they're gonna pay out the ass and
To-
Chris didn't go to school. Not that you did go to school,
I
but
didn't go to
you know,
school.
no, Chris is uneducated. No,
I'm
but
uneducated.
people are like, "Oh, Chris didn't go to school,
Nope.
but I went to school and I have student loan debt.
I ain't got
So
something
you
to
ain't
do
got
with-
student loan debt because you've been working your ass off."
Yeah.
And then people are like, "Oh, you're gonna if you get your student if Nolan gets his student loans forgave, then you're stealing money out of my pocket." It's like, no, that's not how this.
Yeah.
That's not.
I mean,
how,
it has to be paid some way, shape,
Some
or
way.
form,
but
and it's gonna be done through taxes, 100%.
but through your
Or
through the
rebudgeting.
individual's taxes. See,
Yes,
when you
yes.
do,
And I
when
think
you
that's
do-
what people have been saying. The best way to do student loan forgiveness is, okay, if you have student loans, okay, you will have extra in taxes that you pay.
That's what.
Yeah.
Like when you give any of your loans forgiven, it shows up on your tax season, not on anybody.
Yes.
That's not how that works.
Yes, and but the problem is, and this is the same thing with public health care. Both sides have done such. I have a video I need to send to you guys. There's this guy that talks about. I can't remember the YouTube page, but he talks about politics, especially from different companies. I think, or countries. I mean, at this point, it is different companies, but
Norway.
he's from Germany, I believe,
Oh, fuck yeah.
and he just talks about different, different politics from different countries. And one of the things he talks about is public health care in the U.S. And he talks about how it would never work because a lot of times whenever someone gets up to say we're going to have public health care, they never have a fleshed out plan, and they always point to certain countries and say, oh, well, we'll do what they do. When in reality, they have very, very extreme measures that either A, the American public wouldn't follow, or B, didn't work in the first place and got fixed 30 years down the line. It's one of those things that if you listen to these politicians that say, we're going to give you public health care, okay, how are you going to give me public health care? How is this going to work out? Because I'm going to be that guy. Is it going to come out of my taxes or is it going to come out of someone else's taxes? So are we going to have public physicals where it comes to say you're this healthy, so you're going to pay this much in public health? So basically say, oh, well, if you're of a certain health status, you either pay more or less. Or do we all pay a flat fee? Because if we all pay a flat fee, why am I on the hook for someone else's well-being if they're not taking care of themselves? That kind of situation.
No.
How are we going to do this? It's always, we're going to give you public health care. How? How is this going to work?
All right, so we're gonna stop spending $740 billion on our defense. We're going to what else are we gonna do? Stop giving trillions of dollars of
Okay.
bailouts. To
I mean that's
corporations.
yeah. I mean that's
Yeah,
that's also the thing
dude.
too. You don't think you could cut
reallocate funds.
reallocate funds, and you don't think you could give fucking the military 0.025% budget decrease?
Oh, I'm right. I'm right. Dude, I'm right there with
pay
you.
for like 80%.
No,
of the student-
dude,
Yeah.
I'm right there with you guys. Our defense budget, that is because of one state in particular where a lot of our money goes for defense spending. So, and when I say state, I don't mean a state in the United States of America. I mean a state, another country. If you will. We're not gonna go there.
Israel.
Okay, but
Fuck you, Israel.
where we
Yes.
where we are gonna go is you were talking about public health, and speaking of public health, I'm going.
Are we talking like a single payer system, like a Medicare for all?
I'm just
All
talking
lives
about.
matter?
I'm just talking about public health, in that. So, I do a snowboard trip every year, right? I do at least one snowboard trip every year,
where this is going.
Oh.
and I wanted, my girlfriend wanted to get involved in snowboarding and skiing, and I was like, yeah, sure, gung ho, I'll take you snowboarding because I like snowboarding.
Uh-huh.
You're gonna like snowboarding.
Should
Wink, wink.
scan.
So took her to the local place and took her for like 2 weeks, and then on the third week, here we are. Second week. It was the second week because I'm trying to get her trained up because the trip is in March. We started about 3 weeks ago now, going every Thursday night to
Except for
snowboard,
tonight, sorry.
except for tonight. But on the second week, first week we went fine. She had a blast. Whatever.
Hell yeah.
It's a learning experience. Snowboarding, skiing for anybody is a hell of a learning curve, and I'm still like it takes a long time to be considered master, and that is one thing that I've learned because of this experience. But whatever. Second week, we're snowboarding. Cool. She falls on one of her arms, and she on her right arm she got hurt, and I was like, okay, just I've fallen a million times on a snowboard. I was like, I know it fucking sucks, but you just got to keep going. You got to keep going. So she was like, okay, cool. Next run down, falls on her left elbow. Or falls on her left arm. She was riding down, turned sideways, and falls backwards. And your natural instinct, shove hands into the ground. So she does that, and it crinks up everything. Go to the ER. We went to the ER.
Oh, nice.
They said that she fractured her
Her funny bone.
the very end of the bone, the radial head. That's what it was called, the radial head. She's in a sling. They're slinging it for 6 weeks, and then she had a checkup a week ago, and they're like, we don't think it's fractured, but there might be a small one, but slowly get out of the sling. But so basically, I fractured my girlfriend's elbow. It's fine, dude. Everything's fine.
Nice.
Good job.
But I felt so bad, dude, because I was like, if it wasn't for me, you'd never even pick up snowboarding, any of this. You wouldn't be in that. But she wasn't upset at all.
Yeah.
She was like, I want to snowboard. I want to do this shit. Life, life's life and all that shit. But good God, dude, I was so pissed, man.
No, that's why I'm glad that I did this now rather than earlier. When Taylor and because Taylor had she was a gymnast and a cheerleader her whole entire life, right? Huh. Her parents never let her do anything like that because of the fear of falling and injuring themselves.
And that's the same thing with not to interrupt your story,
No.
but professional athletes and stuff, they can't do shit during the what I heard. You guys know who Andrew Luck is?
Yeah.
He was a quarterback for the Indianapolis Colts, and he retired at 30 years old,
Mm-hmm.
just out of the blue or whatever. What I heard, he had a severe injury in the NFL, but what I also heard is that he got injured during a snowboarding trip, and I think that was also part of it as well. But that's just
the conspiracy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm glad I was older and wiser when I took when I took Taylor to do this, because if I would have been 18, 20 years old, like I did with another girlfriend,
been there,
I probably would have pushed her to do snowboarding. And after this time, I've realized I'm if you don't know you're gonna be into this stuff, and you're just kind of here to have a good time, skis, 100%. Skis are easier to run. Skis are easier to get on and off the lifts. They're easier to learn. Don't get me wrong, I love snowboarding, and I think I will be mainly a snowboarder for the rest of my life, but there are some serious drawbacks that unless you are 100% committed, it's just not worth it for most people. So I threw Taylor on some skis, and by the end of the trip, she was doing some easy blue diamonds.
Oh, nice.
Or not blue diamonds, blue squares. I'm an idiot. Some easy blue squares. But there was some runs where she was falling and getting frustrated and everything, and I could just tell she was done with it. I'm like, look, I know this sucks. We found out where your limit's at, but
and that's what I told Sydney the whole time too. I was not the whole time, but every week we went, I was like, you have to realize when I first got into snowboarding, the very first season I fell. And that's all I fucking did. I fell every single day, almost every single run.
Every day.
You got to learn. And the reason that I should have probably got her into skiing first, because skiing is easier to pick up. But I was it's kind of the same argument. I was because I gave her my old snowboard. So I was you don't have to buy your own shit because I already have it for you. You only have to rent boots, so you don't need to rent skis and stuff. I was just take my old shit, and snowboarding's tougher, but I was if you're not serious about this, I don't want you to spend money if you're don't do this because I want you to do it. I'll take you out, and if you like it, cool, we'll go with it. But if you don't, then you don't have any money lost in it. And that's why.
For sure.
Exactly.
Yeah, and that's my thing, is it was just I was so glad that she was able to pick it up fairly well. She literally did like 4 runs, and I also had the in my good graces. We were with 2 of our really good friends, and one of them, Ryan, is a really really good skier, and he's actually fairly decent. And Brittany as well is really good at like teaching. So, because when it comes to skiing, I've water skied. I've never snow skied in my life.
Okay.
So I'm like, Taylor, I'm sorry, I'm no fucking help here.
Dude, and I
am fucking.
Well, yeah, for
Yeah.
skiing, but with snowboarding and everything, like I taught a lot of my friends back in the day, and like all the
Yeah.
how to snowboard and get to all this shit. Oh god damn it. But what was I taught my friend like back in
Yeah.
the day and stuff, and I was like able to teach them, but with Sydney, I was like, I'm trying to teach her, but I've like done it for so long now that I'm just like, you just do it. Like, I don't know how to explain it
Yeah.
to you because it's
natural.
It's so natural now. It's like literally riding a
Yep.
bike. It's like, I don't like, you just do what you're
yeah.
you do what you're supposed to do,
Go
and
with
it
the
works.
flow, man.
You know, like,
Yeah.
and
Once you know the basics, especially with skiing, like pizza, French fry, and riding on your edges. I hate to be that guy. There's a reason snow sports only have like a 2 to 5% retention of people who come. It's fucking minimal of people who go and
did
ski.
you tell me that?
It was Taylor that did. Taylor was talking about that.
When?
The New Year's Eve party.
Okay.
But yeah,
I was like, where did I hear that before?
Yeah, it was like 97 to 98% of people if they go snowboarding or skiing will never do it again.
Huh.
Yeah, in theory, or it's like within a certain period of time. There's a reason for that. It's just one of those things that some people are like kind of gifted or have that want to be able to do it and have that feel. And I could see it in Taylor. Once we were getting her up on hills that she was able to actually pick up some speed and move around, after a couple runs, she came to me. She's like, I'm having a lot of fun. Can a snowboarder get Big Air 3?
Dude, I hate this mofo, dude. That was my first YouTube channel that I ever had.
Oh,
Was
Big Air.
snowboarding Big Air 3, dude.
Oh,
I
wow.
hate.
Can a snowboarder get Big Air 3 cheeses? I love how he remembers that. Evan
Wow.
Thomas, you're wild.
Let's start that channel back up.
Yeah.
then.
No,
Let's
please
go.
do not.
Let's get 14 mil.
You see this thing, like you can just kind of tell on certain people. Certain people have that, like they have that thing to them where they can do it. You know, I've just noticed it.
That was
Snow bunnies.
that was the thing.
Snow
Sid,
bunnies.
Sid didn't want to leave the bunny hill, but I was like, the only way. I was like, the bunny hill is good to learn, but I was like,
I
you
hate the
do.
bunny
Yeah,
hill,
I mean,
though.
I do too because I'm dead.
Well, my biggest thing with teaching people, most bunny hills are too fucking flat, and you can't get speed. And going slow on skis or especially snowboards is awful.
Yeah.
It is awful. You need a little bit of speed to be able to pick up the skills. Yeah, it may hurt a little bit more when you fall, but you're going to be falling a lot less because you're going to be moving faster. You're going to be that was the thing with Taylor when we went to Lutsen up in Minnesota, which by
And
the way, that's a 7.5 hour drive
Yeah, for sure.
in Minnesota.
And when
Minnesota.
so you guys were like the first people that I ever heard of, like before you mentioned Lutsen Mountain to me. I never heard of it before. Like you were the first person to tell me about Lutsen Mountain, but ever since you fucking told me about Lutsen Mountain,
Keeps coming up.
every single person that I follow on Instagram was like, Lutsen Mountain, Lutsen. Like, I've literally seen like
Really?
4 or 5 people that have been to Lutsen Mountain since you guys got there. I'm
Really?
like, what the fuck?
I
How am
will say
not-
the coolest part about Lutsen Mountain, there's 3 different. They're giant fucking hills. It's if you've been to Afton Alps, it's sort of like Afton Alps. They call them mountains. It's not even 1,000 feet of elevation. So like, you know,
You take
Tomato,
what you
tomato.
Get.
Yeah,
you
oh,
take what
exactly.
you can get.
Glorified
you know, if
hill.
I drive 7.5 hours, I'm expecting a little bit more, but whatever. But one of the runs, you take this chairlift up all the way from the bottom to the top. And I'm glad that it was a green to a blue square all the way down. And it was doable enough for Taylor, even on her first day of skiing. She was able to do this run. But that green circle sweeps around the backside of the mountain, and when you do it, it's wide open, it's huge. It's steep enough that you get some speed, but you're not like fucking like this. There's no it's steep enough where the tree line kind of disappears, and all you can see is that Lake Michigan up there, one of the Great Lakes. It's nothing. It literally, it looks like it goes up into the air. It's wild. It's so beautiful. One of the days we were out there, it was sunny and there was no clouds, and it was just lake all the way out. It was beautiful. So I think that was a big selling point of like the views you got, and the snow was really, really nice as well on the second and third day we were out there. So that helped out a lot. It was definitely one of those things that we found Taylor's limit after pushing her to some like harder blue squares. And she was like, no, I don't want to do this anymore. Like, I'm done for the day. I'm like, no, you're going to go on one more good run because you're not going to end the day on a sour note.
Exactly.
It's never what you want.
And on a high note, baby, all the time.
And
Pass
she
that
did.
dude.
And when we got done, she's like, I'm glad I did that. Like, that was fun. I had fun instead of just going home and being mad,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So.
So.
Or even sometimes you do like a naked run down, go all the way to the peak, strip off, and just hit that bitch.
They did that.
Crested Butte, baby.
Crested Butte. They
Crested
did do
Butte.
that. God bless.
Crusty butt.
Yep, you just see them titties flopping when they're coming down at the last bit.
Hey, somebody's got to do it.
Yeah,
Somebody
someone's got to do it.
Now we got a man thong. I could totally do that again. Yeah.
Freedom!
Yeah.
Freedom!
I'm a giraffe.
Yep. So Taylor's definitely she's looking forward to the trip if we do end up going, because especially she needs to get a job before we go, another job, a full-time job. But yeah, no, it's interesting.
Yeah, it's fun. I enjoy the snow sports and then even longboarding's fun and shit. Yeah.
I've always enjoyed surfing was a lot of fun.
I
I
still
never
need
really
to.
got into skateboarding. Longboarding was always fun, but
Mhm.
snowboarding will always have a special place in my heart just because there's something about it that's just it's so peaceful and
Yeah.
calming and I love it, man.
Yeah. I love the backwoods too sometimes. Yeah. Yeah.
Sometimes you wrap yourself around a tree. It happens,
It
brother.
happens. It happens.
I've
Face full of trees.
Yeah, I've done that many times. Yeah, the rut kind of goes down. You go to follow it, and your board's like, "Nah, we're gonna go this way." Okay, bonk.
And you flippity flip.
So,
Dip, dip.
dude,
Good times.
how
yeah.
long have
it's-
we been at this today? we still got some time.
we still
we?
got
Yeah,
time.
it's only 47 minutes.
No one's a little distracted since he
I
has to
am
do
sorry,
work,
boys.
so
Yeah,
it's fine. It's fine.
I'm here
Yeah,
when I
fuck you,
can
Nolan.
be.
Duty calls. Duty calls. Yeah.
Please make videos on there again so we can collab. What do you want to collab on, Evan Thomas? Who are you?
Yeah,
can make
I
some-
don't even know who you are, where you live.
Send us your zip code.
Yeah, zip code first, dude. Speaking of that kind of shit, I sold. Supposedly, I listed some of my old motorcycle parts that I just had sitting around gathering dust in the garage on eBay. I'm like, I need to get rid of this shit, and I just kind of want it gone. Like making money off of it's nice, but I'm not trying to make a profit. I'm just trying to get rid of it, right? And I have a gas tank for my bike, and they still go for a decent price. I've seen them all the way up to $300.
Oh wow.
And it was given to me for free. When I bought the bike, the dude had some extra parts. He's like, well, I'm getting rid of the bike. I don't need this stuff. So 21-year-old me was like, cool, spare parts. Now I'm like, you idiot. You should have just left it. Less shit to hold on to. But I listed this gas tank, and within a couple days, someone bought it, right?
Yeah.
So, or they sent me an offer. They're like, I'll pay this. I listed for $130. They're like, I'll pay $120 and $70 or $50 worth of shipping. So it was $170. And I listed it for $130 plus $40 I can't remember what it was. It was something like that. So I accepted their offer, and they have 2 days to pay. It's been almost 3 weeks, and I still have not received payment. And I've messaged them multiple times, and eBay will not let you cancel an order. You have to go through and fill out this whole entire claim of missed payment, and I was trying to do that, and that part of the website's down. So I've been fucking dealing with that.
Wow.
Yeah. So
They haven't shipped it yet though, right?
No, God,
Yeah,
no.
Excellent.
no, you
excellent.
don't ship until you get payment.
Exactly.
Oh God, no.
Money up front, please.
Yeah.
Pretty please. Yeah.
Pretty please.
I don't
with
even
a
think I
cherry
had the
on
dude's
top.
address. That's the thing. So he sent an invoice on PayPal, and once he pays it, I get it, and then I get the information to send it out. So I literally cannot ship it to him because I don't know where the hell he lives.
Gotcha.
So
Yeah.
it's just one of those things. I'm like, bruh.
Bruh, just come on, nut
Yeah.
up or shut up. The fuck?
So there's $170 that could be in my bank account, but it's
But
not.
it's not. It's
Yeah.
not.
But that's another thing. We were talking about this before the podcast.
Before the pod.
the TikTok.
Yes.
Yeah, bro. Bring
Yes,
it up.
Get into the
dude.
deets.
That's so funny.
Paul.
I have Paul the printer. So I recently purchased a 3D printer for reasons.
You might have seen him.
You might
Yeah,
have.
you honest to God, if you have a TikTok, you might have seen him. And I've been using it. That's what I've been playing. I've literally been playing.
I was about to
this
be like,
guy
what
this
you
whole
play
entire
with
time.
over there? What's
The
what's
owl.
that?
I've literally been just like, it's so smooth on certain parts and rough on the other parts. So I've been trying to like sand it down with my fingernail.
And when did you get this printer again?
When I was on that ski trip, because you brought it in for me.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that was December.
Yeah, it was like middle of December, I
Okay.
think.
Damn, it's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a hot second. So I've just been printing shit with it, having a good time, and Taylor likes doing this creative stuff and making videos and photos and all this stuff. I'm like, hey, like if you're looking for like a TikTok idea or something, I'm like, I've got something for you. I use this OGX shampoo and conditioner, which I also found out by the thousands. I'm not kidding you, thousands of comments on this video about how they're facing a lawsuit where they have a chemical that makes your hair fall out. Well, I've been using this shampoo and conditioner since like freshman year of college, and
Still there.
my hair's still here, so
Still luscious.
I don't know whether to believe it or not, but whatever. Oh, dude, it's crazy. Like there's like 4 different comments we get from thousands of people. It's the same fucking comments.
Gotcha.
But anyways, the bottom is flat, obviously, because that's how you store it normally. But everyone knows, unless you're wasteful, that once it gets to a certain point, you kind of have to like shake the bottle to get the rest of it out. So you set it on its top. Well, the top is round, right? I've noticed a lot of places are going to a flat cap, so you can just set it on top. Well, I don't have flat caps for this, and I didn't really feel like, because designing something with like a living hinge in it, it just seemed like a lot of work. I just needed something to hold the bottle upside down that I could easily just set in there and take out, right?
Amen.
So I'm like, here, I've got an idea for a video for you, Taylor. So we showed a video of me like setting the bottle upside down and it falling over, and me designing this little holder where it holds the shampoo and conditioner. It's literally just a chunk of plastic that holds it, and it's got 2 little drain holes so water doesn't build up in it. And that's literally more or less the video. And then at the end, it shows it printing, and then on the second video, we have it actually being completed. And I thought she was just going to post on her personal TikTok page. Whatever, don't care.
Whatevs, man.
She decides, well, that's my photography TikTok, so I'm going to make a whole new one for our 3D printer named Paul the printer.
Paul.
And Nolan's getting messages over here.
All them hot thoughts in his area.
Yeah.
dude. I'm sorry. I'm totally out of
Another?
zone.
No, you're all good. And so I'm like, whatever, I don't give a shit. And we post the video, and we're just expecting some people to view it and it to be whatever. And like 2 hours later, next thing we know, this video's got like 40,000 views, and we're like, that's kind of a lot, but whatever. You know, we didn't think anything of it. It's cool. We're just waiting for it to print. And by that night, we went to dinner with some friends, and we came back and we took a video of it finishing. And when we uploaded that video, by the next day, like overnight, next thing we know, we come to it and it's got like 200,000 to 300,000 views. We're like,
oh my God.
what the hell? And then it's got like, by Monday, it's got like 2 million views, and we're like, what is going on? It's blowing up. So we're cranking out content for this guy. When I come on the podcast, can I just sit there doing my taxes and texting thoughts?
Yes.
Yes, Evan Thomas,
That's-
you can. I mean, that's what a third of us does most of the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
That's all. Yeah, I'm doing my taxes, and I'm not
Texting
texting thoughts. I swear I'm not.
Sydney, he's texting thoughts right
Yeah.
now. Right, I'm looking at.
I
his
can't
computer.
even, bro.
Hot Asian in your area?
Oh, you know. Oh, hot Asian. Yeah. Yeah. This is what this podcast is all about. Evan Thomas. Okay.
It's 2 people talk.
Yeah.
The other one does business.
Yeah. You know, it's like, hey, we got to make money somehow,
Yeah,
because
how-
obviously you're not donating to our Discord
Or our
to
Patreon.
our Patreon or anything like that.
Or sending me nudes.
Or
At the QLC
emailing,
pod.
yeah,
Yeah, what's that email?
QLCpod@gmail.com. But yeah, so as it stands right now, here, let me check.
Everybody's getting called
Everybody wants to
tonight.
hang out with us tonight, I guess.
Yeah, I'm gonna double check on this right now. Oh my God, stop, please. So since we last checked it, just earlier, and I don't know if Taylor's checked it, it said like over 300 new followers, 12 comments, like 20 something likes, and a mention.
And a titty pic.
Ooh.
It just hit 13 million views. That first
Jesus.
video, 13 million. We've got almost 78.7 thousand followers on this account.
Evan, I don't think we want that to happen, bro.
Can we get Nolan Song when I come, please?
I mean, I love my
Have
mom.
we ever thought about getting our parents on a pod? or
Oh,
anything?
geez.
My
Jesus,
dad
that-
wants to come on,
Yeah.
and I think Steve Miller.
If
would
we
be
get the
a
dads on, I
riot.
would be down for that. That would be funny as shit.
Steve Miller would be a riot to get on this.
But yeah, dude, this is we've become famous here. I'm sure that this isn't gonna last. Like TikTok sent us an email basically like, hey, you can apply for this creator fund if you want. We're just gonna make a Patreon if people want.
Is
to-
there any other
Okay.
way to prove your age?
Show your
Yeah,
Other
I'm fucking
than-
18 checkbox like everywhere else
Yeah.
does.
show your dick.
I mean,
maybe.
Like, why do you need my driver's? It's just like apparently it's called Parlay. I always thought it was
Huh.
Parlor, that the web app.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
Apparently
yeah.
it's parlay or something like that because
Oh.
Taylor's like, oh yeah,
I
it's
saw-
French or Italian or something. I don't know.
It's fucking a bunch of goddamn white supremacists. What?
Yeah.
No, well, no. Okay, so parlay was meant.
What? Wait, what?
Parlay
Come
was
again?
meant to be the another version of like Gab or Twitter. Basically, the whole thing of well, you don't like to.
Hold up. What the?
yeah, they wanted their own safe space.
Gab is. So people thought, they were under the notion, they're like, I don't have my platform here, so I want to. Saw today a 10-year-old girl died of brain damage from doing a TikTok challenge. This was because of Mitch, ? No, it was not because of me. Unless this challenge had to do something with a 3D printer. But I don't think that's the case. Anyways, Jesus. Evan Thomas. Never fails. What was I going on about?
Something, bro.
Gab.
God damn it. Oh, Gab and shit. So people were like, well, Twitter, I'm getting banned on Twitter for whatever. And this whole notion, because people keep on getting told, well, you don't like it, go make your own social media. Well, that's what they did. They made Gab.
Gotcha.
Same thing with Parlay. I'm going to call it Parlor because that's what it looks like. And I think
Yeah.
more
Parlor.
people are going to understand when I say Parlor rather than
yeah.
Parlay.
That's what I know. Parlor.
Parlor. So, anyways, this Parlor app this was a couple years ago too, but I remember when it was released, a whole bunch of right-leaning figures were like, I'm moving over to Parlor. Okay, cool. Don't care. I follow plenty of accounts on Twitter that are not censored that have some really racy stuff. So I'm like, I think like just make a new account. Like, yeah, it sucks that you get banned, but a new account's free, brother. Like, just make a new one and continue to shit post. They were going through and someone said to sign up, you literally need full name, age, date of birth, which sometimes it's required, sometimes it's not, and you can always lie on this.
Hell yeah.
Email, phone number, and driver's license. You literally needed to scan the front and back of your driver's license, and I'm like, dude, that's suspect. Especially what the whole platform is supposed to be after is like right-leaning stuff. I'm like, this is a fucking honeypot. 100%. This is sketchy. Twitter's fine for now. I'm good. And next thing you know, they host and all this, we're being censored by Twitter. They host their web service on Amazon. Bruh. You really think they're going to keep this up if it falls under, negative light? It gets shut down. And all of a sudden, people start going through and pulling metadata, and after 80 terabytes of data gets pulled from Parler of people storming the Capitol and everything, well, no EXIF data or EXIF data, whatever you want to call it. For those of you that don't know, on every photo you take, whether it's with a cell phone or a nice camera, a camcorder, most of the time it has EXIF data built into it, which basically says the date it was taken, what the aperture was, like basically giving, and depending on how nice of a camera it is, it'll have different values. And most phone cameras will give you everything. Another thing that is located in that EXIF data, if you've noticed, whenever you open up your photo app or your camera and it asks for your location, direct GPS coordinates, when you snap that photo, your phone is like, I am here, and it tags that in that photo.
Yep.
All of that was uploaded to this Parler app, and none of it, most websites, specifically 4chan, scrub this data so people can't download your photo and be like, oh, here's your GPS, this is where you took this photo, I'm going to come find out where the fuck you live. Most social media scrub this stuff. When it gets uploaded to their service, it gets wiped. There's tons of apps you can download to scrub it. Parler did not have that. So 80 terabytes of data with EXIF data on all of the photos and videos, all tied back to accounts with driver's licenses.
Awesome.
You cannot look at me and tell me this was 100% not planned from the beginning.
Nice. Awesome.
Mitch
Wow.
and his conspiracy.
No, that's not even a theory. That is straight up that happened. Like,
I thought it was Social Security you needed for Parlor.
dude, it's fucked, man. And whenever I see this stuff, I'm like, how dumb are you? How dense are you to be like, well, I'm supposedly being silenced on this other platform. So I'm going to go to this other platform that literally takes all of my personal data, and I'm just going to trust them with it.
Yes.
That just all of a sudden crops up after everyone starts talking about, well, this is happening. All of a sudden, poof, out of nowhere, there's this brand new
Look at
app specifically for this type of people. Here you go.
Come on in.
Dude. Like literally there's nothing in this horse. It's just a gift. Take this giant wooden horse as a gift, bro. I don't know what you're talking about.
Brad Pitt, motherfuckers.
Cough, cough.
Yeah. I see this stuff and I'm like, do people really? And after seeing some of the fucking comments I get on this TikTok,
Yep, you're just like, what the fuck is
people
wrong
are
with the world?
fucking dumb,
Yep.
dude.
Yep.
They are dumb. Idiots.
Educate them.
I'm not kidding you, the amount of things. Flip it over, dude.
Bruh. Oh! He's shaking his mic, people.
Oh, what? Do you just like waste your body wash and shampoo so you?
Luckily,
you know,
a majority of people are like, no, you idiot. It's because he's trying to get the rest of it out and it doesn't sit up right. So there's a lot of people who are calling him out and saying like, no, dummy.
dude.
But like the amount of first comments I get of people like trying to start their own threads of like, flip it over. Just flip it over. I just turned it upside down. Or the same people.
Do we know if that? Do you know if your soap's safe, bro? Dead ass. I would talk to fucking Shelby Bolton because she like.
Oh, I don't care if it's safe or not for my hair. If it isn't,
fuck
then
it, bro. Fuck it, bro.
Fuck it, bro.
I don't care.
You immune to cancer too, dude?
Yeah, I am.
Oh.
Oh, she's
yeah,
brought it up before. I've talked to her about it, and I'm like, no, I haven't,
Not yet.
haven't
You're on a
died yet.
motorcycle?
So
Wow.
haven't
Throttle.
died yet. So
Throttle.
I'm
baby.
still here. But yeah,
We out here
We,
grinding. What's
there.
up?
So on TikTok, you can do this thing called Duet, which is basically like you take the original video and you add your video on top of it,
zoom,
right?
zoom, zoom, zoom,
Right.
zoom, zoom,
Yeah.
zoom, 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 zoom.
So you
zoom,
can do
zoom,
your own
zoom, zoom,
acapella
zoom,
stuff.
zoom.
Nice.
And I can't tell you how many people sit there and like watch the beginning part of the video of me like setting it up and the bottle falls over and like start measuring stuff, and then this starts happening and they're just watching it with this like dumb face like, and then they hit a point of going like, and then it shows them walking to the bathroom and taking their already upside down bottle that usually has a flat cap and setting it on the other side. They're like, it was that easy. I'm like, why was your bottle upside down in the first place? Ah!
People have like already done this with your video.
Yeah, I'm not. There's a gazillion of them. Like,
We're
I'm not
going-
kidding you.
Please
Show me
follow
the evidence.
Please.
Follow
Do they
Paul.
tag you in
Yeah,
it?
I
Oh.
get tagged like this duet. Like, I'm not kidding you. Like
Paul
you
the
can
printer.
literally like watch this right now. I wish I could stream this up on here. Like, they're just laying in bed, just like looking at the camera.
And then they have to get up and you'll show you how it's
Yeah,
done.
and they're like, I'll show you what.
That's
this
some
is.
Generation Z shit or whoever's
Yeah,
after
and look at this.
millennials.
Or this one's like, oh, I just use a fucking extra shaving cap.
Uh,
Why don't I fucking have one of those? My bad. Or
Man, Mitch is really fucking butthurt.
he's
about this.
triggered, man.
Just let me do what I want with my 3D printer, damn it.
well, I'm just like, how dumb are you? Like, it's clearly shown like it has a round top. It does not stay up on its own. And other people are like, we'll lean it up against something. Well, it falls
Yeah, it
over when I
fucking
need to
falls
use
over.
that thing that is leaning up against.
How about you mind your...
That's what I mean.
You know, what I think it is people are just fucking upset that they didn't think about it before. or they
someone
just
literally
can't do
said
it.
in the comments, and this has got like, I hate talking about numbers like this because it's got just much likes.
He's ratioing.
Yeah,
right
but there's people basically like basically like y'all pressed because you didn't think of it first, and it had like tens of thousands of likes. So it's one of those things that like most people out there are pretty smart, but it's always the fucking dumbest that are the loudest. Turn it upside down.
Yeah.
Oh, you had it set to Wumbo is basically what you fucking sound like. No, shit, dude. It's what I was doing in the first place, and I was sick and tired of it falling over, so I made a solution to it.
Yes. I think people just want to see your reaction, Mitch. They're just
Oh, and
trying
that's
to
why
get
I'm
at
not.
you.
That's why I'm not gonna make videos
Yeah.
about it. This is where I get a vent to it because I'm
Yes.
sure
No one's
no one from the TikTok is listening to this right now.
I
And if
just
you
know-
are, thank you. For
Yeah,
Yeah,
thanks for the views.
Yeah.
All 3 people watching us right now.
I just never really understood TikTok. It like blew up, and then people were like, "Oh, I have a TikTok." It's like, it's trending, but like, I'm like, I don't really get on social media that much at all right now, or in general. It's hard for me. I don't know. I just fuck it, man.
I will say it's nice because I've always been a big fan of after getting past the TikTok trends. That I think that's the biggest issue. The biggest draw to TikTok that most people see is like the trends and the dancing and all that.
Yeah.
I did like that's fucking dumb. I hate as the dumbest shit ever. However, when Taylor started getting content that was like snowboard and car related, I started watching this. I'm like, I really like watching car stuff, but a lot of the car stuff I watch or a lot of snowboarding stuff or like unfortunately gun stuff is pretty limited on the platform, so I still have to stick to YouTube for that. But the others, the other hobbies I'm into, there's no short platform for that, so I can't just see some quick videos of, and I hate Instagram. It's like TikTok is such a good way of just like dishing out new content. And that's my thing is I have found new ways. Nolan's about to dip out here again.
Sorry, boys and girls.
He's doing his taxes. Got to talk to the federal agents.
Yeah, he's giving
He's
us
withholding his taxes. Good boy on him. I mean, stick it to the man.
There he
It's
goes.
just a Mitch and Crisp
Yeah.
tonight. Look at that.
Ooh,
Sweet treat.
Um,
That's burps.
it's once I started getting that content, it was nice because it's that good medium between just like, oh, on Twitter, here's a picture of this car. It's like, and it's more, it definitely has the early 2000s YouTube vibe to it where it's people creating their own content and it doesn't feel, some stuff feels very corporatized, especially like actor accounts. But when
Gotcha.
you find the good accounts that are dishing out really good content that are like smaller or actually like this is my personal content, I'm doing this because I enjoy it, I get that old sense of YouTube of like people are like, yeah, I really enjoy this. This is my hobby and this is what I'm doing.
Okay.
And I think that's why a lot of people caught on to that. I've not seen a lot of 3D printer content on TikTok. So I think that's what happened was it was very controversial in the sense of people commenting. The 4 comments we get, turn it the other way around. Oh my God, that's so cool. I wish I was as smart as you. Using a caliper and doing basic measurements is not that hard to do. Oh my God, that stuff is really bad for your hair. You need to quit using that. Or the most recent one is, I came here to find all the hateful comments and I didn't see any. Well, yeah, because they're fucking buried under. I'm not kidding you. The video has almost like 10,000 comments on it. Like, you're not going to fucking. Though, I'm not kidding you. When I get buzzed, or, sorry, a 5th, a language I don't even know. French, German, Russian, Spanish. Oh, it's nuts. I just see, I get a comment. I'm like, I literally can't read this because I don't know what this says. And I don't feel like typing this into Google Translate. But I definitely get the sense of you had to go past all the bullshit because we're definitely at an age where anything like this, corporations are going to have their fucking hands in it and all these, and the fucking dumb dance trends. Like some people are into that. I'm not, but the cars and the snowboarding content is super cool on there. And like, I found this, and I'm always watching Taylor's phone because she's gotten to the point where the algorithm is like, yes, this is what you like to watch. And that's why I finally decided, oh, just get it.
Okay.
Like,
all right.
And that's what I mean. It's so cool for that content. And I don't find it too addicting where I'm sitting here constantly scrolling through it. I find it very easy to be like, okay, watch a couple videos, set it down.
Yeah, fuck it.
Yeah. I don't feel attached to it.
All right. That's good.
And
Parasite hasn't hooked itself on you yet.
You know, where you're on Twitter like doom scrolling, just like, fuck.
When's the apocalypse happening?
Yeah.
Huh? World War III? What?
Yeah. So, and that's what I mean. Is I understand, and I think TikTok has its fair share of hate that it's deserved, especially with the really, really shady things that have gone on with the company. I'm just coming from a place of understanding, especially now once I've seen content that I am into being directed towards me. Okay. I get it. I understand why people are into the stuff because the videos are at maximum a minute long. And I think a minute is a pretty good sweet spot for like comedy stuff like, oh, here's a funny joke or here's something funny that happened to me. You're not watching that's the biggest downfall of YouTube you have to be watching like a compilation of YouTube videos.
Yeah.
Otherwise, like, oh, this funny thing happened to me 10 minutes later because they're trying to hit the 10-minute mark so they get their ad money.
Yep.
Like, I didn't watch a 10-minute video to hear a joke.
Yep.
But a 15-second video, it's literally Vine 2.0.
Gotcha. Yeah, I was about
So-
to be like, yeah, Vine. I remember that came and gone.
Yep.
Hopefully, it's not the same trend you think.
I hope it doesn't go. I want it to be more transparent with things it
Okay.
does in the background, especially knowing that it's a Chinese-owned corporation and shit like that. That does scare me, and especially after when Taylor was like to go sign up for the Creator Fund,
Yeah.
they're like, you need to submit your driver's license.
Like, nah.
Nah,
No, thank you.
Nah, it's
Yeah.
not worth it. Yeah, they're claiming like next year, like $2 billion for like creator money, I think is what they said. I'm like, dude, that's still not worth it. We'll set
Yeah.
up like a Subscribe Star. Can you 3D print a new Nolan? We
Ooh.
can try. The 3D printer isn't that big.
Yeah.
It would
gonna
take
be
a while.
little bits and pieces. Want to maybe hot glue it together. I
Yeah,
think.
we'd have to design a way for it to snap together. And you'd have to hot glue it.
Yeah. Maybe
So-
we give him like 2 bad arms. Oh, I feel bad.
He went there.
Yeah, I went there. But yeah, just make like his mouth open a little bit.
But yeah, my phone's buzzing right now. And how much you want to bet? Yep, TikTok notifications.
Okay.
Just
Wow.
bring it,
See, I
bring it.
thought I was like, wait, is my phone going
No,
off? Am I hearing
that's
buzzes?
literally what it's been.
Wow. Well, yeah, new fame. Paul the printer.
Paul the printer.
Yeah,
I'm not even famous. It's the
yeah.
fucking printer.
Hey, but I don't know. Do you feel like you'd rather have that? Because like even on Twitch, I haven't been streaming at all in a long time.
Uh-huh.
It's like I don't mind showing my face, but like I'm cozy when I do that. I don't like to
Yeah,
try to use
no,
my name
we have been trying to keep our faces, and that's the only reason why. First off, because it has nothing to do with the content. That's why
too much. Yeah.
anything like my personal Twitch or the podcast has not been plugged at all. Especially seeing that blow up. And how our podcast goes, I'd much rather have a very small audience and a much
Mhm.
more tighter knit user base with our podcast
Yeah.
than something like this. And Taylor and I have been like trying very hard to keep ourselves out of it as much as possible.
Yeah.
The most people have gotten, like, people have seen for a couple of seconds what we look like, and they've heard our voice, but I don't think they like
Specifically on what, Twitch?
on TikTok.
On TikTok.
Oh, on TikTok.
Yeah.
'Cause
Okay.
that was one Taylor was kind of like saying what was going on.
Yeah, we both have done voiceovers for different videos,
Gotcha.
and
Because isn't like why? Because TikTok was proven to be like uber fucking vulnerable. Correct?
yes, it is. And we're
So
and-
why? What I don't understand about TikTok, it was like proven to be super vulnerable, and then all of a sudden, wasn't it supposed to be banned everywhere? And
Yeah,
now
it
it's
never.
still-
Yeah, it didn't get banned.
Is it just because of corporate greed or what? You
I don't know.
what
That's a great question.
You know,
I
like
think some people got their butts hurt. And I don't know. I fucking don't know, man.
I just it's one of those things that I definitely you were gone for this, but I see the appeal of it, especially once the content started getting like I think everything else is going the way of like Snapchat in sense of we all have to have stories, we all have to have this way of communicating. Like you go on Twitter, you have fleets. You go on Instagram, you have your stories or whatever the fuck they're called on Instagram. Like
Everyone has to have the same fucking.
You have to have
trends.
the
It's
stories.
So fucking annoying.
and it's dumb, and that's the one thing. Like,
Fleets and
Yeah, I was talking-
Yeats and Keats and
I was talking to Chris about this. The biggest thing is it has the early YouTube vibe of people are creating content. When you get past the corporate bullshit and all these like dumb trends of like I'm gonna do this dance or the fucking e-thoughts, dude. That's another thing I've
Ooh.
noticed about TikTok. TikTok is
Ooh.
severely uncensored,
Okay.
which I love. I absolutely love. You go on these videos of these girls acting like fucking hoes and
okay,
shit.
shaking their
And
asses.
all of the top comments are like SMH girls have so much more to offer and just like roasting these women.
Gotcha.
It's like
Gotcha.
it's not one of these things that are like oh so hot or any like there are thirsty comments obviously, but most of them are like SMH women nowadays. I'm
Yeah.
just like whoo.
They'd
So,
probably
like,
have like an OnlyFans link somewhere as
Yeah.
well. Yeah.
so. Is it true that Nolan entered the Capitol with a mob and he chanted, "Jews will not replace us"? Yes.
Nolan, can you speak for yourself here?
I can confirm that did not happen. I've never been to the U.S. Capitol. I've barely
No.
been. I've been. I go to like.
But he
For,
still
like-
does stand behind the claim of he is saying Jews will not replace us.
No. I'll be friends with Jews and all of that good stuff, and
Nice.
I don't support suppression of any kind.
Nice.
But it definitely has an early 2000s YouTube vibe of people creating content because they want to create the content, not because they're creating it because it's a source of income or it's their
Gotcha.
job.
Gotcha.
It's I'd be upset
But
if
they're-
no one was replaced with a Jew, to be honest.
Cheese and rice.
See, this is the quality content you can always
Yes.
get from the Quarter Life Crisis.
Yes.
I
Thank
know.
you for the comments, though. I'm glad that Evan's been here the whole time
the
listening.
whole
That's
time.
good, man.
He's a diehard. I love him. He's
He
coming
is a
back
diehard,
on.
bro. He's back
coming back.
every
We
time,
should have
and
more
you're back
Evan.
on.
I don't know if we should have more Evan Thomas.
Yeah,
in
but he's
the
just gonna
comment
come out.
section. It would
I
be
think
pretty lit.
I
I will
think-
say that.
he's just gonna expose everything about it. Look at all these. Look at all this shit that he's just
Oh, he-
letting everybody.
I think he knows YouTube better than me, so I'm a little
yeah,
safer
yeah,
now.
he's yeah. What are your thoughts, Evan Thomas, bro? What do you think about TikTok, dude?
Give
But
us an
I'm
F in
surprised that
chat.
you really don't think that it's like money wash because fucking Vine went to that like that, and you know,
What do you mean went to?
like
Like, disappeared.
all of a sudden people are like, oh shit, I can make fucking money off of Vine corporate. You know,
no,
like,
and that's what I'm saying. You do have to get the past the corporate bullshit. But that's the one thing about you still having issues.
I fixed the issue.
Yo,
Nice. He's getting his taxes back.
Yep.
Oh wait, that's a thought. Ooh, that's some big ass titties, boy.
You like that?
It's the same way with YouTube. You cannot be on the trending page on YouTube. You cannot be
Yeah.
going through that. Once you find and the content, like you find those smaller YouTube channels that are really in that thing of like TikTok is cringe because Mitch's printer's video got more views than I've ever gotten on YouTube.
No shit. No shit.
Dude, it's so much easier to watch one of the videos, and I think that's what leads to the higher view count.
Yeah.
It is really weird though. I was going through and I saw it is really jarring. Machine Gun Kelly had something out about like to tie into his newest album. He had some TikTok on there of him like smashing a candy guitar. And like it was just like, oh, this is out on my YouTube channel. And I went to his page and I'm like, oh, it's a verified account from a fairly popular like artist. Let's see what kind of, because I have no gauge on how many views are a lot. And that one video, especially now, has like 3 times the amount of views the most of his videos have, like across the board. And I'm just like, holy shit. Okay, so like this is
Oh wow.
a lot. But you have to get past the bullshit of like, haha, look at us, we're a corporation, aren't we so relatable? You have to get past that. You have to block those things, and you have to find the users that are actually making good content.
Yeah, like
the
3
funny
yahoos
content.
just in front of a green screen saying some random shit.
Yeah,
to become
dude.
viral.
That's good though. I mean that's
And
good.
that's why I have, it's definitely got some shady shit, and I'm not totally like okay with it, but I definitely understand where the huge this is awesome is coming from. I get that.
because like what like it's TikTok was supposed to like replace Vine and like maybe replace YouTube and all, not
Ooh.
necessarily, but I
With-
mean, but
with
like
the video
the
limit-
same type
yeah.
the same type of platform and all
Okay.
this shit, like the videos and all that, but like something's got to be next, right? So that's cool that that there is other options out there than not everybody can make it on YouTube now. I mean,
Yeah.
YouTube's been washed up and like all this shit. There's got to we got to transcend at some point. So that's
there will always be corporatization of these kind of things. It just becomes does the user base or does the people who create the app give into it, or do they give you a way to filter out? And like I said, I sometimes I agree, sometimes I disagree with everyone in like the YouTube algorithm. If you make good content, people will find it, and people will watch it, and it will find a way to find the people who want to watch it.
Exactly.
And YouTube nowadays, especially with ad money, will never push any sort of even somewhat risque content.
Yep.
It will always be late night talk show host clips and Ellen DeGeneres clips and fucking pop star music video. The trending tab will always be that. However, if you want to find the content, it is there. Like I said, there's YouTube channels that straight up like talk about 3D printing firearms and everything, and that has got like hundreds of thousands of views and is still like years old and is still on the platform.
All right.
So I don't think it's being censored. It's just not being promoted.
So on a 3D printer, can you like full on replicate a gun, put a bullet in, shoot it?
So
Yes.
for sake of
Experiments.
educational purposes here, everything you're about to hear is for educational purposes and educational purposes only.
I mean, there's YouTube channels on it, so
yes.
I mean,
Yes. You cannot 100% 3D print a firearm.
Shots.
You can print parts and create a gun from there. So the closest you can get is what is known as the FGC-9.
I'm assuming a 9mm.
It shoots 9mm,
Okay.
and it stands for Fuck Gun Control.
Hell yeah.
And it is basically
That's
meant for it's meant for people who are in countries who have like gun laws, as in like there's no way for them to legally get a gun. Period. Like no way to get it, and you more or less have to go to a hardware store and buy certain things of hardware, mainly the barrel and certain stuff for the receiver and stuff like that. But the rest of it more or less is 3D printed. Like the magazine has to have a spring in it. That a metal spring.
Okay. Yeah.
That we haven't gotten to the point of that. But what's very popular is Glock clones.
Hell yeah.
So for those of you that don't know, and we'll end the podcast here because we're already an hour 20 into this.
Nice.
And this is not why I bought my 3D printer. I bought my 3D printer for arts and crafts like this.
Mm-hmm.
I do not plan on printing any sort of firearms on it because even though it is 100% legal to do so, that would just be not smart, and I don't trust the ATF.
Yeah.
So my 3D printer will never be used for something like that. What you do is, for anyone who doesn't know that or doesn't know much about firearms, the lower is the part of a gun that is serialized. That is the firearm. That's the part that's got like the trigger assembly in it. That's the part that actually makes the gun go bang.
Bang bang.
That is the part that's serialized. That's the part you need to pass background check. That's the part that you go through all of this. You need a license to own it if it's like a pistol or whatever. If it is, there's two ways to go about this. There's a company called Polymer 80, and if it's 80% or less complete, it is not considered a firearm. Nice. So there's machining you have to do to finish it off. Well, most of the time for guns, they're made out of metal, so you need metal lathes and stuff like that. You need specialty equipment. Not so much for polymers, for plastics. You can use drill bits and stuff like that. You can use more consumer-grade equipment. So what you can do is you can either 3D print a 100% complete lower, or you can buy an 80% lower that's not serialized, and then everything else is more or less Glock parts.
So you can still legally build a gun with the 3D printer if you got like an 80% lower, and then you build plastic all the way around.
No. The rest of it's like actual Glock parts. Oh. So it is sitting up here. All right. So
yeah, pull it out, boy.
So, for those, come on. So, this is the part that is serialized. I'm sure on here a serial number somewhere engraved. Yep, right there.
He scratched it now.
Well, yeah. That is a federal offense for anyone that is curious.
Yes.
Removing a serial number. This is the part that is serialized, right? Obviously, you can't really 3D print these parts. These parts have to be put into the gun. But this is the part that's serialized. You can go even on Glock's website or other websites and buy the spring, the barrel slide, all this. And that's literally all this is. And if you buy it, you don't have to worry about, making it. It's already bought. So, and then when that happens,
got yourself a Glock.
Got yourself a gun. So, however, I do need to make this very, very clear for any of you that are curious. At least here in the state that we are living in.
Yes.
I don't know if I said it earlier, but right now the state we are living in, it is 100% legal to manufacture and make your own firearm.
Nice.
You don't need a serial number for it. You don't need anything as long as it's for personal use. You cannot sell it or do anything like that.
Okay.
What do you guys fear most from Biden-Harris administration? Gun control, 100%.
Gun control. Fear.
Gun control.
As being a homeowner, I think taxes. I think there's and also in my company, I think my quarterly bonus was. We just got or found out how much our quarterly bonus is, like the percentage.
Yeah.
And I think that was severely affected because of just like the different corporate taxes that Biden and them are like, fuck you guys. But I think being a homeowner, I think I've heard that their tax plan for all of that shit is like pretty jacked up, where it's I will be paying a lot more in taxes.
Yeah.
But
We'll
Yeah.
see. I don't know.
until it happens, I'm not.
Yeah.
Mm.
I don't know. I feel like unless like he actually gets pushed to do shit, I feel like not much is gonna change. Like for us, like I feel like nothing really will get done.
Oh, there'll be gridlock for most of it.
Yeah.
I think a lot of taxes, because both sides agreed. The taxes will get pushed, but a lot of, like, that's what I fear most. I don't see, at least not right away, a lot of the gun control stuff happening. I fear for it. I 100% fear for it, but I don't see it. It just him walking in and being like, "Yep, it's done." There will be severe gridlock, hopefully.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah,
what happens. It's Biden.
I don't think anybody's ever gonna walk into your house and be like, okay,
You know, that's
unless you have a fucking mini arsenal in your. I mean, I guess define
shall
it, but,
not be infringed.
Yeah.
But anyways, back to the whole thing of here in our state that we live in, it is, unless you are banned from owning guns, i.e. being a felon, you are it is 100% within your right to manufacture and build your own firearm, no matter what it is, to completion, and you don't need a serial number for it. You don't need to worry about a background check or anything like that.
Hell yeah.
So 3D printing your own gun is legal, at least the state we live in. There are other states where there are stipulations on it, and they are definitely cracking down on this. This is something that will change.
yeah, I mean, because like fucking hell, 7 years ago, you know, like I feel like all of a sudden 3D printers are like yesterday there was no 3D printers, and then tomorrow there was like all of a sudden they're like, oh fuck, you can 3D print a fucking dildo now. Like
Yeah.
you know,
Hell
I feel
yeah.
like the 3D print game all of a sudden was just like here.
Yeah, I will say that I think a 3D printer, they make it seem a lot easier than it actually is to 3D print your own gun, especially right now, getting your hands on parts. But keep in mind that manufacturing firearms in your own home has been able to be done, not just legally, but with simple stuff from a hardware store for decades. Like there are guides out there that show you how to make like slam fire shotguns and all that out of simple hardware from hardware stores, and it's completely legal for you to do this, as long as it falls within federal guidelines. Like if you make a fully automatic weapon, you're obviously doing stuff you're not supposed to do, which all gun laws are unjust, but take with that what you will. But this is it makes it more accessible, if that makes sense. It's just one of those things that this has been going, and that's why I think the crackdown on 3D printers and 3D printed guns is bullshit, because keep in mind, this happened in Australia when they had gun buybacks, right? They would buy back any firearm. You would take your gun to the government and they'd give you money for it. Didn't matter if it was a legally purchased weapon or a homemade gun from a hardware store. So you can guess what people did when they found out about this. They went to hardware stores and bought them out of everything, made homemade guns, turned them in, and made a profit off of it.
Oh yeah, man. Make your money. Make your guns.
Yep. So
Oh yeah.
I'm going to leave it at that before I incriminate myself any further.
Thank you for coming
Yeah.
to this beautiful TikTok snowboarding
This is an hour and a half
Joe
podcast.
Biden podcast.
It's kinda like, we're back, so I mean, it's a new year, new us, not really, but you know, new administration, whatever the fuck you want to say. But yeah,
Same shit, different day.
I
more or
I
less.
will say overall though, just like being in like with this new administration going forward, I think somebody tweeted I can't remember the exact terms, but they're like, our leader like does not. I mean, you feel however you feel about Joe Biden and everything, but our leader doesn't like automatically like hate people because like Trump tweeted some shit. Trump's okay, but I'm saying like
There are other
yeah,
politicians
I'm
that
saying,
in that
yeah.
position I would agree
Yeah,
with,
yeah.
but Joe Biden, with
But
what he's done in the past, no,
I'm saying
I don't agree with that.
I'm saying yeah. I mean, he said some evil like yeah,
he
yeah.
literally called
But-
Clarence Thomas
yeah,
a rape ape.
yeah. But
nice.
but
Nice.
like he
Crime
doesn't in like
He's not overtly.
he's not gonna come out and just
He's
whatever.
behind the
I don't
scenes.
know. I'm excited. It'll be a refreshing
Back
change.
to normalcy.
It
kinda.
will-
It'll be about.
Not
It'll be
crazy
about. It'll be
action.
like okay, feel however you feel about Obama or anything, but I think it'll be like
Well, yeah, because we won't constantly have a meeting shitting down the public's throat on everyone. Basically, it's like, okay, politics are boring now. Go home, guys. And that's my biggest fear with
You
all
can't.
this.
Yeah.
People are just gonna be
there'll
like,
be a lot of underground shit that we
and
will
that's-
never. Yeah. Okay.
Keep
Yeah.
them accountable. Don't. If
and
you,
that's
if,
my problem. Now all the mass media is like, oh, it's all good now,
no,
guys.
it's not. No,
and,
it's
and
not.
that's the problem. Now it's no longer. We constantly need to be.
Yeah, corporations are still gonna try to corporate us.
And that's why I'm like, something feels off about this. I'm like, I don't know if I'm ready to see this. I don't care who you are. Everyone needs to be getting it. Like some of the stuff Trump was getting shit on for was just like, this is pointless. Like
I agree.
He,
I agree.
He took 2 scoops of ice cream instead of 1. This is news, really. But there's other things. Yes, he validly criticized for it, like any politician should.
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
some fucking huge Trump fan. Like I've never owned a piece of Trump merchandise in my life, nor have I ever.
And that's another thing that I saw is that
Like,
we're
is
never
that-
ending this
is-
pod, man.
Is that that's another thing that I saw? Somebody shared a meme. I will pull it up right now. It was great. It was from Whitney Ornda from high
Mhm.
school. She
Oh, pulling up
Oh,
the
boy.
meme. Pulling
no,
up the
it was
meme.
great. It was great.
It was good stuff. Good stuff. But yeah.
Now that Biden won, watch me not wear his name on a hat or fly his flag on my lawn for 4 years like a fucking weirdo.
Dude, simping for politicians, no matter
Like,
who they are, I
that's-
understand the hype behind Donald Trump because in a long time he was the first non-politician we had in something, and I totally understand why people were for him. But he was also, for a majority of his life, a Democrat from New York. So obviously he was not some without his own political agenda.
for sure.
And there was a lot of shit that he did get done that, I am appreciative for. There's a lot of shit that he didn't get done that I'm like, okay, you said you were going to do this and this didn't happen. But he's a politician, nonetheless.
Still gotta play the game.
Simping for politicians is fucking cringe, dude. You simp for any politician, I don't give a shit who it is. Like,
I agree. I will never rock a fucking, and we talked about this before, I'll never rock a fucking bumper sticker. I'll never rock any fucking t-shirt, hat for anybody that I vote for, because I don't give, like, I do give a fuck, but I
do
don't.
you support me? Yes. Okay, then my support goes out in my vote.
Yeah, that's all you need to.
That's your support.
It's not who I am. Like who you vote for, and I also don't like, if you fucking voted for Trump, you're a fucking racist, and no.
Yeah, not really.
That's like
It's
that's
some-
such a
I mean,
leap.
yes, but what about it?
Yeah.
Somewhere.
But that's such a leap. It's
Yeah,
like
you can't, because like you can't paint everybody one
Yeah.
color. Like each individual has their own reasons for voting how they voted, and
Yeah.
like the only way I'm gonna support or
And
like,
if you
show
come-
that I support someone is like during the time I need to support them. I'm not gonna be
and it,
Where-
If it's
my
voting,
Bernie
if it's
shirt
voting
right
time,
now.
like this is who I'm voting for. Okay, I'm. If you're canvassing for someone, okay, that's totally different. But like,
it goes
2 years
simping-
after the election,
it goes back to your argument like a while ago with like the family, the community. It starts with the fucking individual.
Yes.
I can vote for whoever the hell I want. You can vote for whoever the hell you want. But when you come to me, it's all love all the time. Like I, with time, I've grown out. Like when I was younger and shit. Like it's.
Nolan is perfectly capable of being racist without voting for Trump.
that is true.
I'm capable. I'm not, but I'm capable. Yes, but
I Shamrock beer.
You know what I mean? It starts with the individual. I got love for me. Like I show love to everybody. Like as I've gotten older, I've gotten better at. When I was younger, I felt like I wasn't as good. But like as I'm getting older and like realizing it's like it starts with the individual. Show love to your fucking neighbor, and you'll get
Yeah.
it back. And that's how this shit changes.
Don't be
you
a
know?
fucking
like,
dick. Because if you're a dick to me, I'm gonna fucking bring it right back.
Exactly. It comes back to respect as well. Like you also have to understand like respect is also earned. Like I'm not going to go out of my way to make your life hell or mistreat you, but don't just assume that I'm going to give you the time of day just because you're someone or something. I'm going to go about my life and I will treat you with respect as long as it's given back to me.
Yep.
Treat people how you want to be treated.
the golden rule.
Yeah, really. And like you said, like bringing that, the whole individual, family, community, and nation or state or whatever you want to call it. Nation's usually a good way to put that because not everyone lives in a state. I live in a state of despair some days reading the news, but
I live in depression. State of depression.
Oof. But that's the biggest thing. Take care of yourself. Take care of your family. Take care of your community and the people around you. And above all, make sure
You take care of
and
yourself.
yeah. Nolan, would you show respect to Tyre if you ran into him?
I ran into him last week.
Nice.
No shit.
Nice. Respect?
Respect.
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 I'm going to go whack one off. This is Chris signing off.
Nolan.
And this is Mitch. Thank you for
Later.
tuning in. We'll see you guys later.
Nipple bump.
Jesus.
Are we
Where is my mouse?
He's not stopping it. The world will never know.
Stop stream. There we go.